Thank you to the organizers of Hong Kong FinTech Week for putting on this incredible virtual conference, and thank you all for joining this session. Under normal circumstances, it would have been my pleasure to travel to Hong Kong and meet all of you face to face while spending time at our offices here. But we'll have to settle for virtual contact for a bit longer, I guess. Hi, everyone. I'm Keren Levy. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Payoneer, a global payments company that connects the world together on a single platform, making it easy to do business globally as it is locally. I'm really excited to be here today, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak about this important topic, frictionless payments, a term so easy to say, but in practice, so complex to deliver. Think about the last time that you bought something online, but then the experience was not great. You preferred a payment option that was not supported, or the transaction ended up with a decline. It's so frustrating and normally comes after you already spent some time, perhaps a couple of minutes, or others like me, half an hour or so, browsing, discovering, and eventually selecting your chosen items. Why should the consumer be left hanging like this? This is what we're here to discuss over the next 20 minutes. If you're a merchant or brand in Asia Pacific, you have the world at your fingertips. You have so much going on for you in terms of your creativity, originality, scale, and logistics. But to win, the payment experience needs to be seamless, regardless of whenever your customer is a street away, a city away, or an ocean away from you. So let's dive into this session, discover the opportunity, the challenges, and how your payment complexities can be simplified for payment orchestration. I'd like to open with probably the world's top expert in understanding what customer wants. Jack Ma famously said, "Forget about your competitors, just focus on your customers." He certainly lives by this mantra and always starts out by considering the needs and preferences of the customer, successfully building an entire organization and brand around that concept. It therefore came as no surprise that Alibaba became such a leader and a brand that would change the way we do business today. Digital brands invest so much in the online experience, ensuring that from the moment you arrive on their website or app, you know exactly where you are and where to go next. Good brands test and test and test to create the perfect environment for consumers to discover what they're looking for, and even items that they were not looking for, but deep down really want. They provide their consumers with all the information they can imagine to compensate for not being able to touch, or smell the product. But at the end of the journey, with our chosen items in the virtual cart, we still see cart abandonment more than ever. And this American report a few months ago revealed that this is even growing. This would never happen in a bricks and mortar store. Think about it for a second. You would never see full carts abandoned across the store with the customer already out of the door. It doesn't happen. In order to address this uniquely online phenomena, merchants need to examine every detail of the final stretch of the funnel. Payments is a central part of that. Improving the e-commerce payment experience is an essential step businesses need to take to begin increasing sales conversion rates, which in turn will make a meaningful difference to their bottom line. And now, it's the time. 2020 has been a year like none other. And despite the huge challenges COVID-19 has posed, it has created a truly once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for retail. This graph shows the percentage of US retail sales that went via e-commerce channels. As you can see, since 2009, it was slowly and steadily growing by approximately 1% every year. Then along came COVID-19, and it was thrown 10 years into the future. Astonishing growth within such a short period of time. The US is not alone. We see these trends across markets worldwide. Furthermore, the pandemic appears not only to be changing behavior in the short term. The experience of these past 8 months is changing shopping patterns in a manner that will stick for the long term. Quite simply, consumers are choosing online over offline more often than before. Consumers are buying products that they didn't previously buy online, but once they've got used to it, they don't want to go back. Even when lockdowns come to an end and the stores reopen. There are consumers who are now switching to online for the very first time, especially the older generation. And having got the hang of it, they say that they are happily to continue forever. In other words, we're witnessing a behavioral change that will have a lasting impact. This graph shows the trend, revealing new forecasts that by 2030, more than a third of retail will be e-commerce, compared to far lower pre-COVID forecasts. This is truly a game changer and illustrates the long-term boost that e-commerce has gained from the events of this year. When you drill down to the category level, you reveal that this acceleration impacts our purchasing behavior across the board. Well, almost everywhere. Luggage isn't doing so well at the moment, but that too will recover. There is so much opportunity across categories, opening a door for many merchants in APAC to expand by offering their products to consumers all over the world. The fastest growth comes in the essentials categories like groceries. Up next is home and decor, a really important arena where we're spending so much more time at home. And with many big employers already taking about long-term work from home, with some stating that remote work will be offered forever, people are far sure going to spend more on their homes as they find themselves spending day and night there. Throughout the other categories like games, arts and crafts, sports and music, there is a world of potential. And consumers in the US, Europe and elsewhere are open to explore new products and new brands. While on the lookout for something different, cross-border commerce is a huge factor. Consumers are increasingly open to shopping from merchants based anywhere in the world. Taking this example from Europe, we see that cross-border is growing fast and is forecast to continue this growth, and that growth rate is accelerating. By 2022, cross-border commerce sales in the EU is expected to pass 245 billion euros. It's growing fast and presents a huge opportunity for merchants in Asia to grab. We talk a lot about e-commerce in traditional terms with merchants selling goods, but we're seeing many other forms of digital commerce that are driving the rapid growth of cross-border. To name a few verticals that are growing fast, accelerated even further this year by COVID-19, we see social platforms filling the gaps opened in the age of social distancing. We see e-learning platforms creating new ways for people to acquire new skills and learn new languages in place of going to schools. We see freelancing marketplaces creating opportunity for anyone, anywhere with skills to connect and serve businesses all over the world. And even while travel has slowed, the long-term prospects for alternative travel platforms such as Airbnb, 2G, and Agoda are very positive. In other words, this digital acceleration, or perhaps even digital revolution, is everywhere. I hardly need to say this at Hong Kong FinTech Week, but Asia Pacific is leading the way in retail e-commerce, far ahead of other regions. But that's not enough. There is a huge potential for established retailers in APAC to expand their reach and compete in countries outside of the region. North America is clearly top of target for these merchants, but there's tons of opportunities for Europe, Latin America, and the Middle East and Africa too. And now if I turn to my opening remarks, we see precisely where the challenges lies. You are faced with a massive opportunity to expand within and beyond APAC, but in order to do so, you need to consider how to create a payment experience in each and every country you enter. The payment preferences across European countries are varied, and consumer patience gets very stretched when the checkout experience fails to meet expectations and the local norms. So, with my remaining time, I'd like to share a few words about Payoneer and how we're addressing the challenge of optimizing and streamlining online payment acceptance worldwide. I'll start with our mission. In today's increasingly interconnected digital world, merchants of all sizes need a platform that streamlines global commerce in every corner of the world. Leveraging our robust technology, compliance, operations, and banking infrastructure, Payoneer democratizes access to financial services for businesses of all sizes, helping them to grow and succeed. Payoneer was founded 15 years ago with a mission to empower businesses around the world to go beyond. That's beyond their borders, beyond limits, and beyond expectations. We have been proudly supporting businesses in APAC throughout these years. As a payments company, we're regulated and licensed in multiple countries and jurisdictions. We have a great team of payment experts spread across more than 20 different locations, from Silicon Valley in New York to China, Japan, India, Singapore, Philippines, Vietnam, Australia, the UK, Argentina, and more. We're a truly global business, supporting our customers in their local language and now delivering at scale, with $44 billion expected to be processed this year alone. Over the years, we've become the world's leading trusted payments platform in connecting businesses worldwide. We serve many of the biggest names in tech, including the world's leading global marketplaces and digital platforms, with some great companies in Asia within this list. Our enterprise platform is built to offer a wide range of financial services that are geared towards addressing a merchant's most complex challenges. Mass payments was at the core, empowering marketplaces to pay all their beneficiaries around the world with the best possible customer experience, both for the merchant and their payees. In addition, there are so many value-added services, including a working capital offering that can be plugged into their platform to help their sellers grow and scale. Payoneer Connect brings together several services that are geared towards powering the secure growth of their business with fast-track ways to onboard merchants that have already been vetted by Payoneer. FX services provide further opportunity for the merchant to offer an excellent localized customer experience while also being able to monetize the process. Similarly, we offer a host of services to small and mid-sized businesses in APAC and beyond. Whether these SMBs need to get paid by marketplaces or other businesses, we provide them with the tools to get paid and then manage their funds according to the needs of their business. And most recently, we expanded with payment acceptance and payment orchestration. Let me explain. In December 2019, we acquired a Munich-based tech company called Optile, a payment orchestration platform that streamlines payment acceptance processes for merchants worldwide. In expanding our offering from marketplaces payouts and B2B payments, we wanted to approach the world of online payments in a new way by bringing an openness and independence that would put the merchant at the center, providing them with options, flexibility, and control. As we discussed earlier, e-commerce is more alive than ever before. More and more consumers are opting in to buy online rather than offline. Regulations are getting increasingly complex. Demand for different types for digital payments is growing, and with a very local twist to it. Businesses all over the globe are looking for an open platform that empowers them to connect to providers that meet their growing needs while simplifying and streamlining the process. Merchants in APAC are expanding globally and are faced with several challenges to take advantage of the opportunity today and be prepared for tomorrow. Merchants know that in order to grow faster, they need constantly improve their digital payment capabilities. They need to take control of their payment setup, adding new providers, acquirers, and local methods across borders and continents. This is what payment orchestration is all about. If you're expanding into Europe, North America, or Latin America, you need to integrate local, best-of-breed acquirers or providers through a single integration. You need to optimize your payment setup by improving your global market presence by using the tools that help you increase your payment performance across providers. Optimizing payment processing and route transaction intelligently will improve conversion and reduce payment cost. Reduction of processing fees can be achieved by connecting to the right payment partners and routing transaction for the most optimal providers for your needs. And finally, you need access to payment experts with an extensive global partner network. Not all merchants are at the same stage in their development and therefore facing very different challenges. One group are those established and strong within their domestic market, but now at the stage that they're preparing to expand into Western markets. If this is you, you'll need expert support and guidance as you figure out the right acquirers and payment methods to offer and integrate with. The second group are already active overseas and in some cases may be serving customers in multiple countries. This is great, but at the same time, it's very common for these kinds of merchants already active in Western market to still struggle with optimizing their payment performance and setup. For that, payment orchestration is required. One single integration that streamlines, unifies, and optimizes everything, and simplifies your ability to expand into additional new countries and markets. Finally, there are the merchants in APAC that are facing complexity in setting up with new markets elsewhere in Asia. The size and variety of markets within the region is enough of a challenge, and they need a partner that can streamline this expansion for them. So regardless of the stage you're at and the challenges you face, we can help. First, our extensive network of local acquirers and providers gives you the power to choose the right partner anywhere in the world. Second, with our smart routing, merchants can get the freedom to design their own payment routing strategy that meets their need. Third, you can configure your checkout settings, adapting to different purchasing behavior. Fourth, our reconciliation framework receives, parses, and stores data records from multiple sources and matches them with a transaction database. Fifth, our risk management fights fraud by monitoring consumer behavior and payments data. And finally, you have full transparency by tracking and analyzing all your global payment data through simple online dashboards. As we come towards the end, I'll now summarize what we've seen and key 3 areas of focus for growing merchants in APAC. We're facing huge potential for growth, both within Asia and beyond. In all cases, it's essential for merchants to prioritize the selection of a payment partner that through one connection can provide them with the local tools to expand into new markets with payment options that are favored by customers in that local market. But setting up isn't enough. You need to be optimizing your payment setup to ensure that your costs are kept low and that payment acceptance success rates are as high as possible. Finally, ensure that security is at the center of your expansion and optimization with a payment provider that has covered and takes care of regulations for you. By selecting a payment provider that excels in these 3 areas, you can feel confident that you're in control of your payment setup and expansion. Payoneer is here to help you grow and succeed wherever you go, with the infrastructure and coverage to take your brand global. I'd like to end with a quote from another leader that knows a thing or two about e-commerce. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, said, "The only sustainable advantage you can have over others is agility." That's it. Because nothing else is sustainable, everything else you create, somebody else will replicate. It's our belief that 2020 is creating so many opportunities for businesses that are agile enough to identify them and get their timing right to enter. But diving in and unprepared will only result in poor customer experience and disappointed consumers. Prioritize the payment experience and make sure that you're equipped with a truly global platform to succeed at this. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you have questions, please reach out via our website, payoneer.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you and have a great day.